I'm Mary Hartnett with Siouxland Public Media News. The COVID-19 pandemic continued to spread across Iowa over this past week. That's according to data released today by the Iowa Department of Public Health and U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. The number of people hospitalized with COVID-19 in Iowa rose again to 256, the most hospitalizations in a weekly update since February, when last winter's surge was winding down. 23 of those patients required intensive care, the same number as last week. New reported COVID-19 cases also went up this week, but not to the extent of the previous week. There were 5,301 new cases reported over the past week, an average of about 757 per day, and that's up slightly from the 741 per day reported over the past week. Sioux City Planned Parenthood is seeing an increase in patients from states where abortion has been banned. Chief Medical Officer for Planned Parenthood North Central States, Sarah Traxler, says as more states pass abortion restrictions, the clinic is poised to be a critical point of access for Midwestern states. But the clinic is being careful in how it handles abortions for patients from states with bans. Those patients now have to complete their medication abortion on site. Rather than administering the medication orally, the clinic will have to administer it vaginally, which doesn't require patients to wait 24 hours for a second dose of the medication. Iowa voters say they prefer Republican candidates to Democrats in races for the U.S. House of Representatives, including 3 of the state's 4 congressional districts, according to a new Iowa poll. A majority of likely Iowa voters, 51%, say they want a Republican candidate to represent them in the U.S. House. 41% want a Democrat. The exception is the 3rd Congressional District, which includes Polk and Dallas counties, and areas to the south and west where voters prefer a Democrat to a Republican by a slim margin. In that race, 2-term incumbent U.S. Representative Cindy Axne, a West Des Moines Democrat, is squared off against Republican State Senator Zach Nunn of Bondurant. It's a race that national analysts have pegged as one of the most competitive in the country. That's a look at Siouxland Public Media News. I'm Mary Hartnett.